Hi guys, welcome to Man United Agenda. Just 2 minutes late today. I hope you enjoyed England versus Scotland. Tonight it's going to be South versus North. That'll be bath time against the three brothers from down south. Bath time, we're coming for you. Let's talk everything Man United with Sancho. We've got other news as well coming in. But, stay with us. Stick around while I find the intro. Hi guys, welcome to Man United Agenda. My name is OMONDI Juma. I'm joined by three guests today. We're not guests, they're the mainstays here. It's bath time with Vaughan. Funny, I was just at my mum's house with my little niece earlier, and she said, bath time, it's bath time, like she's going to bed. She's only 3 years old. And straight away, I'm like, it throws me out every time I hear the word bath time, you know? I'm thinking of you. How are you, bath time?
I'm a bit worried after hearing that, to be honest. I'm all right, thanks. I've had a lovely evening, and I hope that it continues.
Do you actually shower, or do you actually have baths? Because my girlfriend, she has baths. and I just find it so awkward in this day and age. I just jump in the shower, 3 minutes, I'm done, cleaned, out of there, you know. But she has to run a bath, you know, get ready. It takes ages. I mean... Yeah, who has baths these days? Who's got time for that?
Yeah, baths are for weekends. They're not for like getting up and going to work. You know, showers are the ones.
I have ice baths, but normally I don't understand how this is relevant. But normally I have.
I was wondering.
I've never been asked that by a grown man.
I mean, before the show, welcome Kahinde, man. But before the show, bath time said you look like you lost a bit of weight. And it's true because you've been sweating it out pre-season, yamming up yamming up strikers for breakfast on a Sunday morning, and doing really well. I mean, you're in my starting lineup for the next week.
No favoritism, not just because I'm your brother.
No favoritism. I'm honest. I think you're doing really well. The only thing is, I will call you out on this. We conceded a goal, and I think you put your hands up. Yeah, God, do you want me to tell them what happened?
Nah, let's move on. Let's talk about.
All right. Does no one want to hear it?
Maguire. Let's talk about Maguire.
Okay, all right. We talk about Maguire's areas. Mr. B, what's happening, bro? How are you today?
All good.
Are you feeling confident about your team? By the way, I just want to say, Mr. B, I clipped a little chat we had yesterday about Zabit, and I sent it to him. And he gave me a message about 1 a.m. saying he's delighted. Thank you so much. Because you bigged him up as well. So you said something about you had to tell your brother the search is over. You know, but he's buzzing. He's buzzing about it.
Oh, good man. I don't. I try to keep him level. But until my first game's come, I don't care about preseason. If we don't win our first game, then it's all a waste of time, isn't it?
Yeah. Zico knows about Zabit as well. He's the one that actually brought him to me. But thank you, Zeke, the middleman. Yeah. You think right back's a good position for him as well, don't you?
He can play right back or CDM, just like Gabriel. When I sent Gabriel to Mr. East, I think he got
Pogba.
So, do you need any players bath time? Because Zico seems to be like the agent down south.
No, not really. I'm happy with my lads, and I'm not sure anyone's driving 6 hours to listen to me whinge at them.
Well, to play with you, that would be great. Big up to Matthew Bassett in the house. Good evening, Matthew Bassett. Big up to Vincent. I'm not going to say your surname because they were gunning me before the show. Big up to Andy Herbert as well. He says, I can't believe Maguire scored an own goal tonight. God. And Vincent saying here, wow, that actually makes you more dirty because you're sitting in the dead skin in the bath. That's floating in the bath, he said here. When you get back up, it goes back on your body. Yeah, that's a good point. Vincent is also saying here, are you sure you two are brothers? Because he hasn't got little dogs like him and dreadlocks. I'm a bit confused. We are brothers, aren't we?
And I'm 10 years younger. I'm 10 years younger. He's got the hair. And I don't.
Well, I'm losing my hair. You know that, bro. You never see me wearing nothing but a bandana or a hat or something like that, because we reach that stage where it's like, if I wear it out, people will be saying, "Just cut it off, just out it," like Bobby Charlton used to do. Just cut it off. That sort of thing. But big up to everyone in the chat. Big G as well. Big G's in the house. He's saying, "My man, Uncle Phil, good to see you back in the panel." And Andy Hurt saying, "Bath time told me he baths with his companion, his rubber duck." Oh dear. Let's get into this, guys. All right. First things first, Jadon Sancho. There's been a bit of an update. I'm just going to bring something out to you because it just causes a bit of controversy. Hear this one, yeah? So we know where we're at with Jadon Sancho. The manager dropped him, said he wasn't training hard enough. He came back with a Twitter post saying, "Oh, you guys don't know what's going on," sulking a little bit, which is a bit unprofessional. He's now, is that true, guys, that he's dropped it? He's removed the Twitter post?
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, this was put out today. I find it kind of interesting. I'll just read this out. Sancho was left out of the Arsenal game due to lack of effort in training. That's the point. Then decides to label the manager a liar, pins the tweet, and F's off on holiday, which is true. He did go on holiday. Most serious people would have stayed at Carrington and worked their asses off to prove the manager wrong. Not Sancho, no. He decides to go to New York to party with one of these NBA superstars. But the fans who stick up for him will say he looks cold and has a drip. Has drip, as in his clothing. He looks cold, as in, he looks cool because he's posed at this party. I think it's John Wall, a basketball player. And fans will say, "Oh, look at him. He looks wicked. He's got gold. He's bling bling. He looks cold. And he's got drip." That's what they call it now. And it's young. You're the youngest. Drip. Yeah. So this is an opinion of a United fan. How do we feel about this? I know we talked about this a lot, but over to you in the panel. How do we feel about this? Is this a true sort of opinion? Do we have to rate this opinion of someone saying that it's disgraceful now that he would go away rather than work his ass off in training and go to a party and pose in his bling 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 at John Wall's party, an NBA player? How do we feel about this? Does this change things? Because it has for me. Go on, guys.
Oh, it has for you. Did he have permission to go? Is one of the things we have to think. During internationals, I didn't know that players were allowed to not try. I didn't expect them not to be training. It's not a holiday because there's an international break. I thought that they would have been at the club training, but there was another picture on his feed and Aaron Wan-Bissaka was there as well. So this is why that's what I was trying to get up, and I was interfering with the volume, so I couldn't get the picture up. But there's a picture of him, Wan-Bissaka, and another two guys who I have no idea, two tall guys. They were probably basketball players. I have no idea who they were. So he was there as well. I did check the dates because obviously you want to get things right before you start talking about it. And it was definitely over the weekend. It was 2 days ago. And in the post, and when you read further down, it said he was there this week. So he was actually there. My thing, I didn't realize that you didn't. If on international duty, because you're not an international, doesn't mean that I assume that you stayed at the club and trained. That was my thing. So obviously he's had 48 hours. He's had 48 hours free and decided to jump on a jet. But I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. Yesterday I was fuming. I'll be honest. And today I'm really confused because he's taken these posts down. Now I thought he went to New York as a not defiance, but he's been pictured out there. And then he's taken the post down and Aaron Wan-Bissaka was there. So I'm really confused as to what the hell is going on now. Because I was going to dig him out. Are you flying out the country? But maybe they were given the time off. I mean, I don't think it's the best thing to have done to him to jump on an aeroplane. But,
Kahinde and bath time, over to you. I mean, what are your thoughts on this? Be honest, man. Just tell me how you feel.
I don't like what I'm hearing. But when I think about it, last week was international week, wasn't it? So he wasn't in the England squads. So I don't want to say he's entitled to do what he wants to, but unless he was scheduled, if he's given permission, we don't know. But I just don't like what I'm hearing, because like if someone's saying you're not training well in a week, not of a Arsenal game, Man United Arsenal game, if you're not up for that, that's concerns me a bit, really, to be honest, because that's like one of the biggest games of the season. So I don't know if he feels that he's obviously put the post up. Everyone's seen it already. There's no point. Well, he's put it down now, but everyone's seen the post already. He's been on Sky Sports and all that. So putting it down doesn't mean anything. So yeah, maybe he just feels like it's an injustice, like someone's against him. But what happened last season? He was given 3 months off. Why? Is it the same sort of problems, discipline problems? There's something going on with him. Obviously, like since he signed for us, we haven't really seen his full potential consistently enough. So yeah, it concerns me. I just want to see him play to his potential and do well. I don't want to see him out of the club, but he's got to sort himself out.
Bartha, you've been left till last to sort of tell us what you think about this. You share the thoughts of the guys?
Not really. I think this is utterly ridiculous. Like that, it's even like that. It's some sort of national news. I think a lot of the time with Manchester United fans, we sort of we crave. What's so funny about that?
It's true. When you put it in perspective like that, it's true.
You two would be great at a comedy audience. You'd just be sitting there, both of you, like Dr. Hibberts from The Simpsons.
He's where once he starts, it starts with the song. That would tickle you, but
Stop.
No, it is ridiculous. I'll tell you why I think it's ridiculous, right? I think a lot of United fans crave this kind of like domination manager who comes in and treats all the players like children and like tells them what socks to wear and where they got to be and all this sort of stuff, and then we ask them to go out and perform as men. And I think that if you want people to play as men, you have to treat them as men. And Sancho's gone on holiday with Wan-Bissaka. That's how he chooses to spend his free time. And like, I don't think he's out there drinking or whatever. He's like Rashford. I've seen in New York, and I've seen 2 Everton players dressed as curtains in New York a while ago. If you remember them. But the one thing that would concern me about the social media post is that I feel with all the sort of like relevance it's given Sancho leverage and power, where until he's happy, he's going to keep that post up, and it's going to be embarrassing, and that Ten Hag has come to him, maybe not with the intention of getting back in the squad and making sure he's happy and things, and just taking that post down. And I think that it's all utterly ridiculous, like that. Man makes a social media post and goes on holiday during his holidays. I don't. It's just silly. Like, let's just get a football club where we can go a week without players getting arrested or posting stupid shit on social media and win some matches. It's nonsense. That's my in-depth thoughts.
Right, here's what the chat's saying. Honestly, talented football that is wasting his talent, 100% is from Big G. Completely wrong mindset and person that thinks the world owes him a favour. Jim Mack, how you doing? Says he obviously had a quick call from his accountant. We got Vincent saying person. I know what Carrington said that they can't talk about the reason it was taken down. Okay. Emma, how you doing, Emma? She's saying here the one's not on international duty usually have free time, and that's every time there's an international game. Cool. Emma's also saying this party could have also been work where he was paid to be there at a certain event. Yeah. So it's infuriated a lot of fans. This is what I'm reading the comment from. It's not my opinion or any opinion from the Man United agenda, but this is what the feeling of fans about it. Oh, he should.
What's your opinion on it, Amondo?
My opinion is when I saw it, he's gone to New York, and I saw the picture as well, posing up and everything. I think, bruv, come on, man. There's no need for that. You're under pressure right now. You knew if you post something like that, everyone will be watching. You got to take a bit of responsibility being at a big club like this. You knew by going there while the heat's on you and you're posing up like bling bling and all iced up. Is it iced up when you got
yes
jewelry and all that? and all iced up and posing around with big boys and all that kind of thing. I don't like that anyway. I just think it's ridiculous going around with all these famous people, and we can't come to these parties. It's exclusive for you guys. By showing us that like lifestyle, it doesn't inspire me in any way. I just think you're an idiot.
Yeah, but you're old for Monday. It's for a different generation.
Yeah, well, there you go. I just think it's ridiculous. If you see my social media, I went out on the weekend. I was posting up. I was partying. But it's all authentic. It's all with good.
What are you talking about?
It's with poor people. You ain't got to be.
Authentic fun. What is he having? Organised fun.
No, it was a proper party. It was really good. It was a really
you slagged off Jadon Sancho for posting that he went out, and
yeah, but it's a different.
That you went out.
You don't see none of my pictures. My pictures, I'm sweating buckets. I've got my towel. I'm dancing, enjoying myself. I'm not worried about my image, And
then why
I
are you
still
posting
the following day. But I think when you're posing up like that, I just don't like it. It's like with say Floyd Mayweather doing all the money thing. Look at this. I got money. I'm going to buy this plane. I don't like it. I think what's the purpose of this? Who are you trying to appeal to? The
younger generation on Monday. That's what I said. We're too old. We're too old. We're too old to get it.
I think it sucks. I just don't like it, especially when the heat's on you, bro. You don't go and do something like that.
I'll tell you one thing that's positive, though, about all of this on Monday is we went through 2 or 3 years of every international break, some player or another saying how they wanted to leave the football club.
Yeah.
And now we've got Sancho at fancy dress parties, and I feel that's a bit of an upgrade.
It certainly is. It was Pogba, wasn't it? It's always international break we wanted to talk about leaving the club, Okay, here's a comment. Box is saying, welcome back, Sancho. Spursy, Mikel Arteta, just shorten your names, help us out here. This is totally on United. They persuade and flirted with Sancho for 2 years. Big marquee signing, just to toss him a sonder. No glimpse of inclusion with other players. Crap like BF, conveniently MIA. Missing in action. Is that me? I don't know the other. BF? Boy, I don't know.
Best friend?
Best friend, okay. I'm not sure what that means. But yeah, we did chase him for a long time and it's been a bit let down. Vincent saying here, some of them actually get paid to go to parties, have a brunch wanted to Eric Cantona and he wanted 10 grand to do a meet and greet talk, but we can afford that, so he eats with us, too expensive to hire. Okay, you can get the drift of that as well. And need a translator, yeah, you certainly do.
I think
thanks, Vincent. I really struggled to read that out, but yeah, I understand where you come with that. Eric Cantona must charge appearance fee or kind of thing. But yeah, I'm not down with that. Mr. B. Oh, sorry, one more. Big G saying here, Pogba was the same. Social media is to make players petulant as fuck. There would be very, very strict rules on social media. You're a player. Mr. B could say this word because OMONDI won't. All right, say it, Mr. B.
Pussy holes.
Bruno, this is from Spurs and Mikel Arteta again. Bruno, Mount, Anthony, short on character. Conveniently MIA after being less than average signing.
Mason Mount.
Oh, Mason Mount. Okay. And not Vincent, I mean Spurs. All right. Yeah, Box, don't be scared. Vincent won't come for you. It's all a joke here. All right, so what's next? Do you want to just finalise on Sancho? I do think, I don't think you should be posting up. Come off social media for a period of time. There's a guy called, who's that guy who came second in 100 metres at the Worlds there, Zico? 20-year-old Tabolo or something. The guy from Botswana.
I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, Tamilo Tabolo or whatever his name. He come off social media for a whole year and he came second in the 100 metres and third in 200 metres. And he put it down to come off social media. He just doesn't want anything to distract him from his goal. That's focus. And I think social media is a big distraction, especially if you're blinging up and doing all that stupid posing. There's nothing positive for me from that. It's only just like self-centered kind of thing. Look at me. I've made it. Really, when really you haven't actually made it.
Are you? Sorry, Barto. Is it just me?
No.
Okay, they're good. Okay,
I'm just letting him run with this. I think you're like having an existential battle with like aging as opposed to like just young rich men taking photographs.
I'm telling you.
I'm giving my opinion. You guys have to give your opinion too. You've said your little piece, but we want more for you. What's the point of coming to the panel if you're not going to talk from your heart? You know,
Responding to this therapy session you're putting us in.
All right, quickly. Anyone see Maguire's own goal? We'll come on to that in a minute now. Good evening, fellas, all the way from Texas. It's DK Wilson. How you doing, guys? He's saying, this is why I hate auto type. Vincent's explaining why you can't read his comments. It's no good for people with Brummie accents and disabled. And thank you, Boxes Tobago. Yeah, I really like him. And World Championships were great this year. Noah Lyles beefing with NBA as well.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, he had a point.
Yeah, they call it it's like NBA. They call it the World Series. We're the best team in the world, but they don't play anyone from outside America in the NBA.
Only in the Olympics. That's when they come together.
And they don't always win that either, which is fair enough. Yeah. Jimmy Mack saying absolutely right. Social media. I'm subscribing right away. No. Stay with us. Stay with us. I'm talking about these guys. Like 100% right. OMONDI says Big G. Social media gives players a platform to talk, whereas before it was whatever the manager or newspaper journalist said about them. All the brand stuff should be after football, but obviously it's not. Emma's saying here, just have a PR team, control your public social media account, and then have your own private one you can control all by yourself. Just so quick, guys, just quickly, while we're on the subject, social media, do you think these players should be able to sort of voice their opinion and put things out and protest and, not take things down? Or do you think they should take more responsibility for what they put out there?
Why?
Just asking. Because of what happened, because the reaction of a fan today blowing up about what Sancho's blinging it up when he should be in training ground, sweating blood, sweat and tears for United.
They're not clones. We don't want to get into that clone conversation with you, OMONDI. I know it'll probably take me somewhere completely where we don't want to go. I'll throw it out there anyway. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, they're human beings, OMONDI. They're young guys. We as big people use a different version of social media. They use their one. As I said, I don't like it, to be fair. I don't like some of it. But, look, it gets people talking, and that's what it's all about for them, I suppose, isn't it? So, whether or not it was right, I'm still not sure about the reason why he took it down.
Zico, Kahinde, bath time. I mean, social media shouldn't have more responsibility about what they put up there, because you got to get yourself in trouble, especially when you got the heat on you. You're not playing games and all this stuff on Sancho at the moment. It's going to come back to you, and the fans won't like it.
So, OMONDI, what you're talking about is the difference between an employment contract and a social contract, where you think that footballers should only socialise in a certain way and that they shouldn't be, like, I don't know, like I would personally love it. Do you remember when Wayne Rooney used to use Twitter and he was like, Rio, can you pick me up at 8 o'clock and things like that?
Is that true? Did he do that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, good.
I think like footballers have a responsibility because they're members of a community football club to reflect those values. But at the same time, they are just normal people. Like at the end of the day, and I wouldn't have like wanted. I wouldn't, if I was at United, I wouldn't want any of them anywhere near any device that could communicate with the general public, because we know what they're all like. But on the other hand, all this sort of stuff is just background noise, and it gets away from the football and the values of the club and things. And I don't really care what Jadon Sancho does in his spare time, as long as he is prepared and ready for football matches.
Which he's not, according to our manager.
Yeah, and I test as well, because he's obviously hasn't been playing well for United. Well, not up to his potential anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's always context and things that we don't know about behind the scenes and stuff. And we've all dealt, I imagine, with employers that are just like, that they should be locked up in an asylum or something. And it's all speculation, and I find it all really boring, because essentially all it is at the end of the day is someone's just written a couple of sentences and we all read it and become like sort of like armchair psychologists, and it's boring unless it's Samir Nasri talking about the time he went to a clinic, which is one of the greatest things. Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
I
amazing.
don't know the story. Come on, enlighten me.
I don't think I can.
STD.
He allegedly had a. Do you know what? No, you know
Right,
what?
let's leave. I'll Google
It was
it.
it was a happy ending sort of story.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, good. All right. Fox is saying here, Man United declined, I think he's saying here, since the club joined Twitter in July 2013. Big G saying here, in my opinion, Pandora's box has been opened. No way back now. The influence of social media has gone too far, not just footballers, but society on the whole. Emma's saying here, I think a lot of them need to be taught how to use social media so they don't get in trouble, drama because of it. Like TAA, Trent, is that Trent Arnold? Yes. Who chatted to a pregnant girl and such. Okay, online. Okay, I didn't know that.
Man, see, you know, because I don't give a toss about Liverpool. I don't hear these stories. So somebody's gonna have to enlighten me on that one as well, please.
We're gonna all be googling after the show. Rooney himself once said, "I'll knock you the f out."
Yeah,
and didn't
he called himself a little girl
with his butt-eating toes or something with his daughter? Rooney got knocked out.
Scholesy. Yeah.
These all things are coming out on social media. I mean, we all want to see what goes on. I think I would have loved it to see, like, if you remember in Euro '96 when they went to Thailand and they had the chair, the dentist chair. I would have loved to see things like, if that was in today's age, we would have seen footage of that, someone on a mobile phone, and that would have been hilarious. I would love to see something like that. That would be.
I think the dentist chair was on an airplane, actually.
No, I thought it was in a club.
No, I think it was on the plane.
It was in a club.
No, it was on the plane.
It was on the club. It was in a club.
Neville spoke about it like 6 months ago, and the dentist chair was with Gaza on the plane on the way back, and they tore the plane up, like doing it, which is just. I mean, big up the lads, but you can't be doing that on airplanes.
You know, a lot of people say, thank we come from the 80s and 90s or whatever, because we don't. Some of the stuff we've done will never be evidence. You know. Box is saying it was in the club, the dentist chair. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's move on. What's the next subject? Because I'm bored of this now. Let's talk about England, by the way. They beat the Scots in Scotland 3-1 tonight. Really good performance. I did catch like most of the second half, and I also caught Harry Maguire own goal, which is, you know, a bit of a downer for him. I really feel sorry for him. Even Dean Dublin in commentary was saying, all the people to happen to. And he could have cleared it. He could have smashed it out like Zico or Kinde did on Sunday, you know, if in doubt. But I don't know what he was doing there. The ball came across 6-yard box and he just towed it into the back of the net. But otherwise, after that, there was a lot of booing from both sets of fans every time he got the ball. And I think he was rattled big time. I just want to say, I'm going to leave it over to you guys, but I just want to say I feel sorry for the guy. I like the Brighton defender who played today. I thought he had a good display. But Bellingham, man, was really good. And Eze as well was good. So England are looking okay, but I just think the Maguire thing, because he's our player, and we've got to do Rashford watch as well. I don't know what you guys saw of the game, but yeah, let me know what you think. Who saw the game?
I saw the game.
Okay, talk to us.
A man on the radio said Maguire did well, apart from the own goal.
Okay.
He was on the pitch for half an hour. He just, boy, I'll get mine out nice and quickly. I've been saying for ages I want England to feel what he does for Man United. The pain that we feel when Maguire plays for us, I want the England fans to feel. Now, when Southgate starts feeling what Ten Hag feels, then there's going to be an issue. The fact that it was Scotland and they're not a good team, and the fact that all of these qualifiers, he can afford to make mistakes in. He can afford to make mistakes in because the top end of the pitch is a different level. So Yeah, it was just you just knew something was going to happen today on Monday. That's why I didn't do the show at 8:30. You saw the message that I sent you.
Yeah.
It was just something that he's unlucky. He is unlucky. I think he is a very very unlucky guy. But again, it's the wrong decision that he made.
Yeah.
So you know,
What just other individual performances? Even like I said, Bellingham. I mean, he started great at Real Madrid, but yeah, man, see his setup for Kane's goal. I thought that was brilliant.
he's a player who came to our training ground, laughed, and went to Dortmund. Yeah, we
Can I
had the
just
opportunity.
ask you, Bellingham, who would you say that you can compare him to
Zidane.
as a player?
Zidane. I know you've seen the team. Zidane, yes. In Real Madrid, they're already comparing him to Zidane.
I don't know.
He's 20 years old. He's 4 games.
But he had his own unique style.
All right. Well, who do you compare him to then? Because I thought
I don't know. I'm asking you lot.
I'm saying Zidane. I agree. I think he's similar to Zidane. The way he plays.
You agree with yourself? Nobody said Zidane. You
He
did.
might not have the touch or technique as Zidane,
No,
but
exactly.
he's very similar in height, stature, and the way he plays as well. He's got the number 5. I think he's playing with the same shirt as Zidane as well. This is what's coming out of Real Madrid, and I haven't seen 90-minute games. I've only seen highlights of what he's doing out there, but he's scoring near enough every game for them at the moment. So I think at 20 years old, and what I saw tonight against Scotland, who are a good team, I mean, he rolled a guy, got played in Kane, and prior to that, he had another run where he just strolling him through, man. You know, I thought this guy's a quality player, and I have to give him that. I give this guy respect. He's very good. Sorry, go on. Who do you compare it to, then, bro?
I don't know yet. I have, to be honest, I've watched him here and there, but I can't really say style-wise like a player from the past yet. I'm still trying to work him out, but it's definitely not Zidane from what I've seen.
What about you, Bath Type? I was going to say he's quiet.
I didn't watch the game. Like, I'm not interested in international football. Like, I saw on Twitter that people were talking about Maguire getting booed all the time, and I suppose that's the inverse of the Sancho argument, where Maguire more or less is a decent professional for Manchester United, and he's been turned into a joke, like, which I've never seen from a footballer before. And I hope when he gets a new club, he turns it all around. But this is something that I find interesting about Bellingham. Mr. B, I know that you are the head of the Rashford Defence League. Do you sort of like? I always had this theory that Rashford, at about the age he is now, would start playing more centrally, like Ronaldo and like Bale. And you look at the progress that Bellingham has made, where he's a little bit dodgy in his defensive duties in a pivot, certainly during the World Cup, and they've pushed him further up the pitch, and it sounds like he's producing miracles. Why is Rashford, with all the ability that he's got, which is comparable certainly to Bale, why is he not more like playing more central?
What age did Ronaldo start playing central?
24.
How old's Rashford?
25.
Okay. So he might
Is that
start
the
this
answer?
season. He might start this season then. No, I don't know. Ronaldo's a whole different level. Thierry Henry started wide there. Rashford's not there. Like those are 2 elite players. Rashford, I feel probably needs coaching a little bit more, or a lot more, to be fair, or a little bit more to his game. Yeah, I'm not going to say he hasn't been coached, but Oli wasn't a coach. You know, I think they're allowed to get away with doing what they wanted to do. I think Ten Hag now is coaching players. I would like to see Rashford play with his head up more and not run at 165 mile an hour. He should be. He can change gear, but he always seems to want to run really, really fast. So no, but that's how I slow. Yeah, slow down sometimes, you know. But yeah, I want to see him coached. We've got the right man to see him. Come the end of the season, we'll see what Rashford's assist numbers are. I mean, he played. Right, look, I'm clutching at straws. But he did play a ball inside today with his head up to Foden, who whacked it over the bar. So
Was he all right today, Rashford?
they were. I don't know. I very really I watched England for a reason today, and I got the reason why I watched England, and it wasn't necessarily for Rashford. So Rashford for England is man. I'd rather they don't pick him so he can have a rest.
He got dragged. When they scored. When Scotland scored, the crowd got up and it was 2-1. And it was like, right, if Scotland get the next goal, it could be on. So the manager made some changes. He dragged off Rashford and put Eze in that position. You think, well, Eze? What's all that about? Because Rashford's runs with pace and that kind of thing. But he wasn't performing, in my opinion. He was getting the ball. He wasn't doing what other players can do. You look at Phil Foden, you look at Saka, what they do with the ball. They're wide men, but they know they mix it up a bit more, And I think when Eze came on the pitch, he got himself in good positions, should have scored. He had a one-on-one with a lovely touch from a great ball from Kyle Walker, which dinked kind of straight ball, which he advised not to play, but just enough pace, controlled it in his stride, went over the top of the defenders and was in on goal. Eze looks a talented player, but I noticed his decision-making was no ego. It's like in position, bop, play the way I'm facing, just do the simple thing. And that to me makes him look a better player than what Rashford performed, which is like...
What do you mean no ego?
When I say no ego, I mean I want to see players, if you're going to play for a team and have a structure, especially international level, you got to turn up and say, right, we're going to do the basics right, and that will get us a long way. And I just think if you've got the talent, it's like, this bath time, you're not supposed to nuts people in a professional game. That's seen as a disrespect, or you're not supposed to do
What are you talking about?
You're not supposed to do it. You're not supposed to do it.
Sorry. So what's the point? What is the point of learning all of these flip-flaps, all of these skills for what? To do it in training?
For Twitter.
Yeah.
No, man, I'm telling you, I'll be honest, man. If I could do some of the stuff that those kids are doing at 50, I would be ripping up, man. And I'll be laughing at them, calling it going
Nani?
past them.
Do you remember Nani against Arsenal?
Julian Holt, when he just dribbling the ball, and he got
but there's certain things you do. I'm not talking about doing kick-ups and ball juggling, but if you've got a skill that's going to take you past a player, how is that a disrespect?
Well, how often do you see the nuts in professional football?
Well, if you're stupid enough to stand up with your legs open and the man passes the ball through it, whose fault is that?
Right, going back to my point, I do think it's a disrespect to nuts people. We've seen people clap for it. You get a receipt for that. And it might not be in the same game, but someone will come back and clap you for being disrespectful. We don't do that, especially in foreign football as well. In Spain, for example, you do that a couple of times. Someone will be saying, "Wait, that's a disrespect."
Sorry, guys in the chat, can I just ask: Is getting nutmegged? Is somebody giving a nutmeg disrespect? I just need a yes or a no. Sorry, Omondi, I'll let you carry on.
Okay, so going back to the point,
I agree with Omondi here that like having played in Spain, like if you nutmeg someone, you are going to get it's called a tunnel. You are going to get hit.
It's called
a tunnel.
Tunnel.
Yeah, like tunnel, innit?
Tunnel. Okay,
like,
yeah,
tunnel.
that makes it.
You're gonna get someone's gonna get at you because it's what you're doing is you're making the defender look stupid. And that's the thing is you're actually sort of attacking their pride and their ego and things. And that's why it's seen as disrespectful.
All right. So Emma's saying absolutely not disrespectful. No, it's not, says DK Wilson. We've got Nuts from Box. He's obviously done it before to a few players. Shades of disrespect, says Jimmy Mack. We've got Don't Be Silly, says Vincent as well. And Big G saying here, I'm with Mr. B on this one on Monday. Sorry, dude. That's fine. What do you think, Hinde? Is nuts in someone disrespectful? And I'm saying it's disrespectful to me as a manager because I want people to play the right way. Going back to my point was Eze came on the pitch. He had his back. It was played into feet. He was in the penalty box. He knew if he tried to turn into trouble, I don't think he scanned, so he just popped it back to Trippier, which was the right thing to do. Eze's got plenty of talent, plenty of skills. I'm sure he can nuts people and chop people in half, but he's learned This is why he's come so far in the game, because he's learned to say, right, I'm going to be professional first, play as a team, play the way I'm facing, the fundamentals, and that's what makes him a good player. And when I'm watching players like that and seeing them doing the right thing, like I'm going to talk about our teammate David Kahinde, when we saw the highlights of what I've recorded the other day, he's doing the right things, and I'm thinking that looks magnificent. It's like the defender, Owen. I saw him doing the right things, everything I asked him to do, get touch tight with his guys, don't let him turn out and get us into trouble. And he done that. And I'm saying that's magnificent. Whereas someone else trying to do something else, I'm like, nah, that's not good enough. You know? So that's what I want to see. I think it's disrespectful when you try to do things you're not capable of doing a lot of the time. And I think Rashford sort of fits to that mold still, where he thinks I'm quick, I can drive at people and do a little something. It hardly ever comes off. Bellingham's almost strolled through a guy just by using his intelligence, shape up and roll a man in. That's what I want to see. That to me is a good player, a sign for a good player. Over to you guys, because I've talked too much on this. What do you think?
I disagree. I don't think nutsing someone in the game is disrespectful. I agree. It's like if they're silly enough to let it happen, whoever's be marking them, you leave your legs open. And I would say it's like it's very skillful. It's good to see because we don't see it often in a game. Like there's loads of 90-minute games that happen where no one will get nuts. So when you do see it, it's like special. It's like rare. You've got some good insight or whatever. But what about lobbing the goalkeeper? Do you think that's disrespectful? Goalkeepers hate to be lobbed, but if you're skillful enough to do it and finish like that, you've got class.
I don't see there's a comparison there. I think lobbing the goalkeeper is a variety, different way of scoring a goal. If you're 1-on-1, you can slot it in.
Yeah, but nutsing someone is a different.
It's a different way. Plus the player.
Yeah, but I'm saying in situations where we're talking about Rashford here. Let's go back to the point.
I think I'm going to help you here.
Go on.
Obviously, there are times and places where the nutmeg is perfectly fine. It's the frequency with what you do it at because you don't respect the defender. Rashford, last season, had by far the most nutmegs in European football. I think that someone will find the stats for me, but I think that most players were on about 8 and Rashford was on about 17.
One of them was against Partey and nobody moaned.
Oh, that was beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, but that's my point.
All right.
See, we flipped that in the centre of the park.
Yeah, but this is the point, right? This is the point. Maybe I deviate from Monday a bit here, but there is a difference between using a nutmeg to beat a man, and and that is very different to nutmegging a man. Like when the nutmeg helps the team and helps you progress the play, then perfectly fine, right? It's the difference between chipping a goalkeeper and rounding a goalkeeper and then nodding it in with your head, getting on your hands and knees and rolling it in. Rashford, he does the nutmeg far too much, but instead of doing an easy pass or trying to beat his man on the outside, Rashford he's acting like a player who thinks he's just much better than he is by trying these tricks all the time. And you played 5-a-side, you've played 11-a-side. You know them guys that get the ball and they've been in the bathroom all day practicing a little chop or something, and they just keep doing it in a game. And it's disrespectful to the people they're playing against because they're not good enough and the teammates. The issue with Rashford is he uses too many tricks instead of playing the fundamentals of football, and that's why it's disrespectful.
All right.
Are we happy with that as an explanation?
I feel like we've missed the point because what Amanda is saying is about maybe Rashford in particular. I don't know if he's referring to all players, but Rashford, he's got to have some product through his nutmeg. It's not just nutmeg guy. So I get that from that perspective. So I remember a game, was it Barcelona versus Man City, where Messi nutmegged James Milner, and he just
beautiful
kept dribbling the ball. It was beautiful. It was in motion, and he just did it so swiftly, and it was just beautiful to watch. With Rashford, it's not beautiful because it's not always progressing in the play.
All right. While we're on the subject, because I'm going to stick with this, I'm going to throw out some comments and respond, guys. So making the other team look stupid, says Emma. is like the whole point of football. Good players playing good teams and win. I disagree. Emma. Sorry, Emma, but I do. Big G saying here, a kick in the balls is disrespect. A nutmeg, nah, it's a football skill. And he's with you, Mr. B. DK Wilson saying, well, who would say this about Thierry Henry or Ronaldo? I think Thierry Henry was kind of effective first.
Yeah.
And even now, as a coach, you can see him. He doesn't like all that. He said, you've got to do things effectively. He went to Barcelona and realised at that age where you smash it in the Prem, he realised, oh, sugar, I have to change my game a little bit to this team. You know, none of this is really going to work. You just have to be effective. And that's what I want to see from Rashford. You got all the pace in the world. Be effective first and then do little tricks or whatever in training. Save that for training. Big up to Solo. He's in the chat as well. He's at 21 in the chat. Give us a like button. Emma's saying again, if you're good at it, then keep doing it. Big up to Rich Sports, the #1 channel after 10 p.m. We are taking your slot right now, Rich. Where are you? Haven't seen you for a long time. Hope
He's
you
in
do it well,
Turkey.
man. Oh, he's in Turkey.
He's getting a hair transplant.
You're joking.
No, he's going to come back looking like David Ginola.
Oh, God. And with a new set of teeth as well. Oh, my God. I hope that's not true.
It's not true.
Oh, good. Thank you. Is he in Turkey? Is he in Turkey?
No.
No, okay. Big up Rich Sports. Go and subscribe to Rich Sports, man. He's saying, depends on the context. Skill moves, for the sake of them, it's just taking the piss. Yeah. Do you remember David Dunn? Boxer saying he had skills. Didn't he nutmeg himself? Says Rich Sports. Didn't he do something? He fell over the ball, or was that someone else? Skills
That's Joe
are...
Cole.
Joe
Do you remember when he
Cole's
tried to do a Rabona and tricked himself up?
That was David Dunn. I think that was
David Dunn?
Yeah, that was David Dunn who did that.
Mm.
Yeah. Skills aren't for everyone, says Rich Sports. Kanchelskis stood on the ball a few times with both feet and used to look in the distance like that. And that's all. Yeah, I think that's a bit of fun. Again, he's not getting past anyone doing that. Big up to Darren Tubbs. How you doing, Darren Tubbs? Go and check out the Facebook banter group. Keep it moving. He said, your opinion on El Ghazi. Yeah, but sorry, I've just finished work late. So, yeah, apparently we're going for El Ghazi. We come on to that.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Rashford is just single-minded. He wants to score. He needs to look for the pass. The Black Bolt, I agree with you. And Turkey teeth, says Big G. Yes, Rich Sports is laughing at what you said there. Bath time. All right. We have to agree to disagree on that. I do think it's disrespectful. It's me and Bath time against you two. I think we won that argument.
It doesn't matter, Armando, who
Yeah.
won it or not.
It does to me.
No,
It
he's
depends.
still gonna go do a nutmeg him on
Yeah.
Monday. I'm sorry, if a man wants, if it's stupid enough to stand up there and get nutmeg, then it's your business. I can't accept that you have these skills that you practice. You know, you're not doing a rainbow flick over their head and running past them. You're doing, no, unbelievable.
Mr. B, what if right? The point that maybe I differ from like Juma on this is the point I'm making is that I think Rashford does the trick sometimes instead of making the correct decision.
Yes.
Yeah, I will accept that. I have no problem.
okay.
I will accept that.
That's my point. That is my whole point.
That's not the point. It's not. That's not wasn't your point. That wasn't your point.
All right. Can we move on from this? Because, yeah, we're getting crazy here. Amanda is wild, says DK Wilson. Here's one from DK. He says, Henry talked about embarrassing opponents to damage their psyche. He'd do it and smile at the opponent. Okay. Amandi's definitely been nutmegged too many times, not comfortable with this. Never. If I have been nutmegged, they better run because it's clap.
Yeah.
And I don't play like that. You know that, bro. Anyway, yeah, go on, G. Just say.
No, I remember when Omri did that to Danny Mills at a corner flag.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
nutmegged him. And yeah, it was embarrassing, but they were having some sort of conflict during the game, and that's why he did it to him. He embarrassed him, completely humiliated him.
Okay.
And it was good. It's good to watch. It was fun.
We're just showing. I mean, Mr. B's Jamaicans, and I know what these Jamaicans are like with these dubs and thing. They're all into the twist and the move. Whoa, yeah.
Listen, it's got nothing to fucking do with it. It's got nothing to do with it. I just feel that you learn these skills, and there's a reason why these skills are learned. That's all. use them in game.
Okay. All right. Shall we talk about some other stuff now, guys?
Yeah,
What else?
Pellistri's contract extension. Is
Woo!
this because obviously is this because that they feel that there's going to be issues with Sancho and Anthony? You know, I just feel that there was no talk about it last week, up and then all of a sudden today and yesterday, oh, he's up for a contract renewal. I mean, it would have been nice to have had this before all of this stuff came out. I'm just wondering if this is just United covering their arse a little bit more now.
Well, I said at the beginning of the season that I didn't think Ten Hag wanted to keep Pellistri because of the competition for places. I thought, well, he's favourite on the left side. He's favouring Sancho, Garnacho. On the right side, we've got Anthony, Ahmad, and obviously Rashford sometimes plays wing as well. So I'm thinking Ten Hag, I don't think he wants this guy. He's either going to loan him out again or try and sell it and then hopefully have a good loan and then sell him on. Because I just didn't see a place for him getting in. He never plays on the left and he's not letting him play on the right. But because of what's transpired, all this thing with Anthony, we don't know what's going to happen with that and Sancho. It looks like Pellistri might get a look in. And the Garnacho doesn't seem to be on form. He's not looking like he's making an impact as a starter as well. So, yeah, he might start to get a look in. It's an opportunity for him.
Okay.
So sorry. I know we've already spoken about Maguire. I know we have, but this is a quote from Southgate. Yeah, Southgate on Harry Maguire. It's a consequence of ridiculous treatment of him for a long period of time. It's a joke. I've never known a player treated like he is. Not by Scottish fans, by our own commentators, pundits, whatever it is. It's beyond anything I've ever seen.
Are you gonna say what you said in the chat?
What a load of shit is what I put in the chat. What a fucking load of shit.
God.
Do you not think there's some truth to it? Can you
A
remember
lot
a
of
player that's been
How?
like this?
What? I'm sorry. Why? He's come to Man United and he's played like a fuckhole for the last 2.5 years. He had the opportunity to leave. And start afresh. What did he do? He decided to stay and play no football. So
I don't think
yes.
that's true. I think that for a start, if he'd been paid the money he was earning in his contract, I think he would have probably left.
Do you think he's earned the money? Do you think
It
he's
doesn't
earned the
matter
money?
if I think he's earned it or not. He's entitled to it because that's what a contract is.
I don't give a flying fuck what he thinks he's entitled to half time.
No, but he's
I'll be
legally
honest.
entitled to it. So it doesn't matter if you think it
There's
or
a
not.
lot of things that you're legally entitled to that you don't get.
Like
He
what?
wants to play football. So he wants to play football. He wants to be he's a footballer. First things first, he's a footballer.
Yeah.
He's now getting paid to not play football. And then when he does play for free, he plays like that. He was on the pitch for half an hour. There's 11 players on the pitch. And he was the unlucky one to get the own goal scored from him. I don't have time for Maguire, man. I'm done with that bitch.
Do you not? Right.
I don't have time for it.
Right, Mr. B. Understand you don't like him, but you don't like the choices he's made.
No. You know what? It's not that I don't like him. I have nothing against him personally.
Yeah, I mean, as a player, you don't like him.
If I had a player like OMONDI, if you have a player like that in your team who's always making mistakes, you drop them in it.
He has been dropped.
Right. So what's the problem?
The problem is what Southgate's saying here. I agree. Imagine him going back in the change room and he'd probably break down crying. How can you hold that when the whole England fans, not Scottish fans, England fans are booing you and making mockery of you and singing songs about you? After you just scored an own goal, you'd be like, oh my God, just scored an own goal. And then suddenly, every time I touch the ball, and they're just singing some stupid songs about
but
me.
the commentator said they were
help.
singing songs. The commentator said they were singing songs encouraging him, the England fans, when he came on the pitch.
When he came on, after the own goal, I could hear Maguire something, you are this, Maguire something, you are whatever they were saying about him. It wasn't positive as far as I'm concerned. And the Scottish fans, because they wanted to get back in the game, were whistling him or trying to put him off to say every time you touch the ball, you're SHIT.
Well,
and
it
that's
worked.
cool. I can imagine,
worked.
I'll just say this, I can imagine for Southgate to make a statement like that, I can imagine no matter how thick-skinned or big-headed you think Maguire is, he'd probably come onto the pitch, and I probably would too, and cry my little heart out, thinking, sugar, I've scored an own goal, and I'm getting pelters again. I don't know how much more of this I can take, and I feel sorry for the guy. I really do.
For me, I don't understand why the England fans are getting on his back, because they, as a Man United fan, they haven't had to put up with all these errors after errors that we have. We are the ones that have been suffering. If I'm an England fan, I'm putting it into perspective. He had a really good World Cup 2018, get to the semi-final. Then they get to a Euro final with him in the team.
Yeah.
I would not be giving him a hard time. And, you know, they were unlucky against France in the last World Cup. Had Kane put that penalty away, they might have got further. We don't know. But he hasn't let England down that much. He scores an own goal in was it a friendly or was it a game that they won anyway? I just wouldn't get on his back just because everybody United fans are taking the piss out of him. It's ridiculous.
I agree with you, Kahin, though, because in the context of stuff, like Southgate is the national team manager. He's thankfully not the United manager. And Maguire, I don't think, has put in a bad performance for England. Yeah. But I also think in a general sense that he's right, because regardless of what Maguire has done or hasn't done, or all the complaints we have against him, I've never seen this treatment of a footballer before. I've sort of jeered and ridiculed constantly, and it comes from social media and from certain fan channels. I think it's absolutely disgusting, because I am 100% in favour of booing people. If you can't boo politicians and millionaires, I don't want to live in a world like that. But with Maguire, it's something else. It's like bullying, and it's something that I really, really don't like, and it worries me that it's acceptable for people to think that this is how you act to someone representing your country and doing their best. I'm not a fan. Mr. B, you're going to call me an idiot and tell me that own goals or something mean that public abuse is fine?
No, just leave the club. I just want him to leave. I want him to be happy. I don't want anyone to be unhappy in life. And if playing for Man United is making him unhappy and getting booed because he keeps making mistakes and keep making errors, then leave. Go to somewhere else where there's less pressure. You're still going to play for England. You played for England and you weren't kicking a ball. But what might happen is he might start playing regular football and he really sees how bloody bad he is week in, week out. And then all of a sudden he doesn't get picked.
Can I say this? Southgate said here, his words, it's a consequence of the ridiculous treatment of him for a long period of time. That's the first line that he dropped. That to me is saying, if you got confidence, you can play the way you want to play. If you're going out there and sitting on the toilet before a game and thinking, oh God, or having stress about facing the crowd, or we're away, these fans are brutal, or oh God, every time I touch the ball, I've got nerves and all that kind of thing. We all get nervous. It's good to get nervous before a game, but not for the right reasons, I've always suffered anxiety playing football. I think, oh God, I'm going to be up against this guy and hope I'm on it. And I'm, me and my bro are the same. Trust me, every morning before the game, we are sitting on that blow, make sure we get our dumps out, because we don't want to coming out like Gary Lineker on the pitch. I've seen games where we say, yeah, we're starting lineup. Where's Kahinde? And I see him walking towards the changing room to get one last dump out, because it means
I can't believe you've done it like that.
It's true. Yeah. Every Sunday, man. Every Sunday. You've got to be flushed out. You've got to go on the pitch you're fresh,
Got to go on the pitch.
But the point is, you don't want added pressure, and this is what's causing Maguire's decline. He's a good player. He was worth 80 million. As Kahinde said, he got to the semi-final of the World Cup. He got England to the final of the Euros, and even smashed the penalty away. Got thick skin, showed a lot of character, and really trying his best. But when your confidence is shot, this is why things happen to you as a defender. I mean, Harry Kane can miss a sitter. I remember Shearer before Euro 96 couldn't score for England for love or money. No one said anything, so I'll get behind him, But this is completely different. Like you said, bath time. It's the first time I'm seeing something at this level where you want to back people, but he's not getting backed at all. I remember Southgate should know all about this.
Yeah,
And Stuart
exactly.
Pearce, because they missed a penalty on the biggest stage in the semi-final of Euros in '96. Southgate missed a penalty, and then obviously in 1990, Stuart Pearce missed a penalty in the semi-final against West Germany. They would done a piece advert and said, "All right, we'll make a joke out of it," and because they were getting pelters, you know.
And can I just say, I don't want to say social media this week, but it's like YouTube. If you type Maguire, there's like loads of videos of his mistakes, like loads of them. And I think people watch them, youths and everything, and this is what promotes everyone. Yeah, let's take the mickey out of him, blah blah blah. And you know, some England defenders should know. Tony Adams had a hiatus from the England squad after Euro '88. He got embarrassed.
Van Basten absolutely ruined him.
Really ruined him.
Yeah.
And he didn't really get back in the squad till like 4 or 5 years later.
Yeah.
You know, and he was embarrassed, and he even said after that tournament he realized he wasn't as good as what he thought he was, and he had to go back and really work hard, you know, to get back to think, right, this is the level that I need to play at. But you
Right,
know,
can I
go on.
The treatment of David Beckham after the '98 World Cup went on for a couple of months, and we, like as United fans, we hated them. Like, you know, like the Argentina chants that used to go around Old Trafford, like all this sort of stuff. We thought the treatment of David Beckham was absolutely disgraceful, and it hasn't gone on anywhere near the amount of time that this nonsense with Maguire is going on. I think you can have an opinion and say Maguire's not good enough at, you know, to be a Manchester United centre-back, but he's an international standard, Premier League standard centre-back, and he's been treated like Jonah, like, you know, the unlucky guy that gets a ship sunk, and I really, really hate it, and I'm quite pleased that like Southgate has finally spoken out against the Mr. B's of this world, because the toxicity is just too much, Mr. B. So give us some more.
You know, okay. I'm going to look at it from, if you're an England player, no, you're a Premier League player, and you want to play for England, and you see the player ahead of you not playing any football. How would that make you feel as a professional footballer?
Probably driven.
Driven? You sure?
Yeah. That I'm going to show that I'm better than this guy. Week
But
in,
when? Yeah, but when is that going to change? Because Maguire's been out of form for 2 years. This is the point. This is.
Oh, but sorry, Mr. B, I have to interrupt you there, because, like I said about the England thing and the Man United thing, Maguire for England hasn't really let them down on the big stage. You know, he hasn't. So
it's going to take for him to let them down on the big stage before they realise that he's shit.
You know what I could see happening? If he does get dropped and this young defender comes in, what's his name, Colwell, and he makes a big mistake or whatever, then people are going to look at him and they're going to say, oh, you know, Maguire would have dealt with that, or Maguire would have cleared that.
No, they wouldn't. They're not going to say Maguire would have done nothing. They're not going to say, what would you have done? What would you have done? Kick the ball in his net again.
Look, I don't think, like Maguire, I don't think he's he hasn't got great attributes for like a world-class defender. And I don't think Jordan Pickford is particularly a great goalkeeper. But for England, they haven't let Southgate down or England down. So my thing is, you can't really drop them based on that. If the form is awful for England and they keep getting picked, then I'll say
he's not practicing. Brother, he's not playing football. His job is to play football for his club. This is why you get chosen for international football.
Yeah, that's
right.
True. Yeah.
But he's not playing football.
All right, Mr.
I know you're saying he's not letting you down, but he's...
In context, yeah, what you're saying is correct. Yeah, he shouldn't be picked because the players on form should be picked. That's what you're saying.
This is the point that they're not being given the chance. They're not being given the chance.
I've seen that for England, like the last 25 years I've been watching football. Like Zach just said about the Alan Shearer before Euro '96. You know, his form was awful and he kept beating bits. And people like Andy Cole smashing goals and Robbie Fowler, and they weren't getting a look in. but I've already seen it so many times. But on the big stage in the big tournament, Shearer delivered, and Maguire's been delivering in big tournaments as well.
Do you think he should be getting this level of abuse, Mr. B?
I don't care. I just want him to leave the
Brilliant. But do you
club. I just want him to leave the club.
I know you want him to leave.
He should leave for his own
Yeah,
benefit.
yeah. Do you know what?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I do. I think he does deserve it. One mistake or two mistakes, fair enough. But he's making a mistake in 3 of the 5 games that he played for us. How much games did he play last season that he didn't cost us a goal? Tell me
Leeds.
that he didn't cost us. That's one out of all the games he played that he didn't cost us a goal. I ain't got time for that, man. He's a professional footballer. He's a professional footballer. Be professional and go and play for a team that's at your level. I just don't feel he's good enough to play for Man United, and I feel he makes too much errors. He makes too much errors.
Yeah, but do you think he's deserving of the abuse that he's receiving on, like in public, on social media, everywhere he goes?
He said
Imagine
yes.
you walking around
Yes,
with your kid.
I do. He does deserve it. He does deserve it. 100%.
All right, guys.
Okay.
So DK Wilson's in America. I know when you see people NBA, they're taking free throws and the crowd behind them are waving and stuff and trying to put them off. And he's saying here, my goodness, these guys are fragile. I wish you guys could go to an NBA game. From opponents to fans, the trash talk is constant. They're really on it, different sport.
Personally, I reckon cricket is more intense than an NBA game. Yeah,
right. And what's the purpose of sledging?
Just to annoy people, isn't it? Wind them up. I think there was a famous story about an Australian who got sledged about how he thought his hotel was haunted or something during the Ashes, which I always thought is that's a good wind up to use ghosts.
There's so many. So I just think as sportsmen, you are paid to go to away grounds and to take abuse. But when it's coming from your own fans, whether it's from Man United fans or England fans, as we saw tonight, I think it is a bit out of order. And Southgate is right to come out and defend him, especially after he's probably been sulking or crying after the game. You've got to put your arm around him and say, man, you made a mistake, but get in the change room and someone give him a tissue, because I'm sure he would have broke down crying. And it's not to say.
Oh, are you trying to be nice?
I do actually feel for him. It's not. Look, if I was like, you're shit every time you go out the street, or you're laughing stock. Imagine if he goes out to the shops or goes to IKEA or something, or goes to Lidl, and people are pointing at him saying, "Ha ha ha, that's that. You're that guy who makes mistakes."
Lidl?
I don't know where he shops, but you know what I'm saying?
Online, you get things delivered to his yard. He's all right.
Yeah, well, maybe. But yeah, I do feel sorry for him. And I just think that the fans need to be a bit wiser about how they go about it. You're supporting England or you're supporting Man United while he's at the club or while he's playing for England. Get behind the guys as much as you can.
You know how much on the week at Man United?
Well, how much is he paid?
No, yeah, I'm asking.
I don't know. How much?
£190,000.
Right, so I don't feel sorry for him.
200k.
I don't feel sorry for him because sometimes I can't even afford to pay my subs on Sunday.
What would you
I
not
didn't
want?
I don't feel sorry for him.
That's a good one. Okay. You're doing this for the money in the month. All right. Guys, there's so many comments coming through. I'm not going to touch everyone, but you can see I've put them up. People are sort of agreeing and disagreeing with everything there. It's been a good show, a really topical show. We didn't even finish about Pellistri. I'm happy about Pellistri getting the contract. I think we talked about him yesterday. I like him as a player. Maybe there's the opportunity to get in the side now with Sancho and Anthony having slight issues. There you go. Give him a contract and sign him up and get him playing. I think he's a very good player, and I think he deserves it as well. Any last words from anyone else before we shut down this stream?
I made a video about pressing counter presses and transitions today.
7 minutes.
Yeah,
that's what I said. That's what I was meant to type. I knew it was going to come back to me. Yeah, as you've said it now, I was supposed to say, it's only 7 minutes. Ella, yeah, it was only. I don't know what typing I type, but that's what I was supposed to say to you.
Where is it?
No, it's on Twitter. It's on Twitter.
It's on my YouTube channel. It's just
All right.
like we talk about transitions all the time, but I don't think that a lot of people who haven't played understand how transitions work. And it's also got a bit of the rest offence in there for
Lovely.
everyone. And it's only 7 minutes.
I'm gonna go and check that out. If it's 7 minutes as well, you really can
Nice and short.
compress it. Yeah, I mean, when you first started doing these videos, bath time, they were like nearly an hour, but now you're saying, right, bam, bam, bam. Here's what you do. Is it with the illustration as well, with the tactics?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Maybe
I'm gonna
Solo
check
will
that
let
out.
us do the eye test again now, much more concise.
Yeah,
We don't go on for 2
You've got more
hours.
free reign,
And
definitely.
I have no problem with that. As I said, you left at the night and you woke up in the morning, you were still talking. So
That was at the beginning. Now it's like now everyone knows we've got it down. I think if Bath Time's doing videos for 7 minutes and getting his point across, I think we could definitely do a show in under an hour. Kahinde, you're man. You got a man with your stripes, with your badges, university degree, sports coaching, all that kind of thing. Are you going to check out Bath Time's video about transitions and incorporate it into your?
I don't know about incorporate. I'm going to watch it first.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it too.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you go and check out Bath Time's video. Just remind people about Bath Time where we're going to watch it, because it's on YouTube, isn't it? Or Twitter?
I don't know, it's on YouTube or Twitter. Just type Bath Time in, and I don't know what you'll find if you type that.
I'll be scrolling
Yeah.
Get lush bath bomb reviews. I don't know. To people that know my Twitter, you can find it there. But yeah, wicked.
I do think it's important, Bath Time, because obviously our manager Ten Hag saying transitions the way forward. That's how we're going to be playing our football. So it's good to sort of trying to understand it. I've tried to get understanding of it and bring it to our Sunday team, for example, to see. I think we can transition quite quickly, and that's the only way how we can be effective. So I'm going to check this out and try and bring it to our first league game this weekend.
You're always stealing my stuff and giving it to the Woodlands boys.
Of course, yeah. You're my ghostwriter, as they say. You're the guy, you know. Like if I was a rapper, you'll be writing me some hard lyrics, and I just relay them back to the team.
And you definitely wouldn't be posting on social media with ice in fancy places.
No way. That's not my style. Guys, we're going to lock it up now because it's late, and thanks for everyone who's tuned in. Press the like button if you don't mind. And thanks, Kahinde, for jumping on. I ain't seen you for a while. Maybe you'll join us again.
Yeah.
Okay. So from Mr. B, from Kahinde, from Bath Time and myself, and for everyone in the chat, really do appreciate your comments. We'll be back tomorrow at 8:30 instead. Later.